Hey guys, Drew here over at Revhiker Outdoors, and I know this video is crazy dark and you won't be able to see anything, and I'm doing that on purpose so I can show you this incredible light. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you what I'm trying to shoot at tonight with my bow, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the light on. Alright guys, so I'm looking out my back door from my my porch up here, and my target is out here. This is what it looks like. Now let's see what the X7R Olight Marauder can do. And there, the full 10,000 lumens. I'm gonna do some shooting. Okay guys, so I've got my daughter doing some camera work here. So if it's terrible, you guys can blame her.
Stop
I'm
it!
Shoot my bow a little bit. If you guys are curious, my hunting bow is a Bear Grizzly recurve, 50 pounds at 28 inches. And I wish that camera had some zoom because you guys should see these bullseyes I'm smacking. But deer season's right around the corner, and man, this light is absolutely ridiculous. 12,000 lumens on double turbo mode. So stick around guys, and I'll talk more about this light in just a second. Okay guys, well, I knew you're curious, so that's what I shot while I was talking to you. Not bad from about 18 yards with a recurve at night. Sort of night, because look at that monster. Alright, so you saw how the X7R Marauder worked. Now let's talk a little bit about it. I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible, but still show you all the cool stuff that this light has to offer. In one spot I did say that it was 10,000 lumens. I misspoke. I was correct later on when I said 12,000 lumens. So this thing is 12,000 massive lumens. This is the box it comes in, and like little magnetic closure. You open it up. Inside is the light. And the case that it comes with is like a belt pouch, has a D-ring on it, and also like a MOLLE attachment or a belt loop. Comes with a lanyard, which is paracord, which is nice, and comes with the charging cable and the wall socket. So before I jump into all the technical stuff, let me just talk about the wall charger. I saw it and I was like, first I thought it was micro USB, but it wasn't. It's USB Type C. It's not quite mainstream yet, but all the new stuff that's going to be coming out is going to be trending towards USB Type C. So it might not match any of the stuff that you have right now, but in the near future it will start to match. They're not hard to get a hold of, they're just not quite as common. So you want to hold on to that cord, or possibly buy a second one just in case you lose that cord or it gets mixed up. I know, like at my house, there's cords everywhere, but thankfully none of us have Apple stuff. It's all Android and everything else, so it's USB, it's micro USB. So anyway, the cable isn't quite mainstream yet, but that's the way everything's going. It's way faster charging, way faster data transfer for other devices. So anyway, that's it. Along with charging, this is how it charges. I don't know if you can see that. Look at the back of this thing. As you twist this cap, that little plate slides out of the way, and you charge it right in there. Charges really quick. There's four 1856 or what? Yeah, 1856 batteries. Yeah, 1850 or 18. Yeah, 1850, not 1856. There's four 18650. That's what it is. I knew I'd get it. 18650 batteries in there, and they're all rechargeable, but as far as I know, I can't open this thing to get them out, and I'm not going to really try hard because I don't need to. Anyway, here's the lanyard hole. It's hidden on the side. It's a little tab that pops up. Pop that back down. Let me get into the cool things of this light. Yes, it's 12,000 lumens. But it's got a lot of other modes. It's got like a Firefly type mode, or whatever, Moonlight, whatever they want to call it. Every company has their own thing. But if you hold the button down, it goes to this really dim one. And if you saw a quick blink there, that's because I was unlocking it. If you turn this thing, when you turn it off and you press and hold it, the low light will come on and then it'll shut back off, and that's locking it so that even if this gets pressed in a pack or a car or wherever, it won't come back on unless it's held down for more than 2 seconds, and even then it only just goes to this mode. After that, you can just turn it off and then turn it back on, and then press and hold to cycle through the modes. There's low, medium, high. Double click is turbo. Second double click is turbo S. That is the full 12,000 lumens. Other cool things about this light, if you look in the end, you see the 3 bulbs, and then there's a little sensor down here. If you get your hand too close to this thing, I think it senses the heat or the light reflected back somehow. I'm pretty sure it's a heat sensor, but it'll shut the light down. Not off, but it'll bring it down to a safe level to where it won't overheat this thing. And you will feel some heat on your hand. This thing throws heat. It's crazy. It's super powerful. And it's also got some, some grooves here to kind of, it's like a heat sink, basically dissipate some heat. And this ring, this front part, will get pretty warm if you leave it on the really high modes for any amount of time. Now, like most other Olights, when you're on Turbo S or the Turbo mode, it holds the 12,000 lumens for 3 minutes and then steps it down to 3,000 lumens for 2 hours. That's the battery life. On the Turbo mode, it's 7,000 lumens, and then it steps it down after 12 minutes to 3,000 lumens. High is 3,000 lumens, medium is 1,000, low is 500, and the night light is 10 lumens. Like I said, let's see, on the high, you're getting 2 hours and 10 minutes on 3,000 lumens. Pretty good for that intensity. The low or the medium, which is 1,000 lumens, you're getting 6 hours at 1,000 lumens, and you're getting 14 hours at 500 lumens, which really is all you need for most things. And you literally get 1 month if you leave it on the Firefly or the nightlight mode. This is impact resistant to the 3.3 feet, 1 meter thing. IPX7, so submersible for over half hour. It's 23.5 ounces with batteries. So that is some heft. And the first time you pick it up, you're like, wow, this thing's a beast. But it's really cool, and you might be saying, yeah, it's cool, but what is it actually usable for? Well, there's a couple things. I think law enforcement, border patrol, forest ranger. I think this, anyone that's kind of in that sector of life could find this very useful, especially police. Something this bright is definitely disorienting, and I think it's definitely, it could easily be used as a safety measure. And when you're searching for people, man, you could... I lit up this building that was like maybe 100 yards away, this really big old school across the street from where I was, and it like lit up the entire side of the building. This thing is definitely a floodlight. It's not very focused, but it just, the way it lights up is nuts, and it still has a far throw. I think it's like 380 meters. So it just throws light absolutely everywhere. I mean, you saw what it did to the backyard. And that's on a camera. That's on a phone camera. I took that on my phone. So it's not even a good camera, and it picked up all that light. Also, I think this would be good for search and rescue people. I think this would be good for caving, if you're into caving and stuff like that. Because it has the lower modes that are very useful, but if you need the extra juice, it's got it. And again, it's not light, so for backpacking, this probably won't come with me. In fact, I know it won't for ultralight backpacking. But there's a lot of other things I do where this could be really useful. Hunting, if I shoot a deer and it's near dusk and I shoot one and I have to track it into the night, this is going to be really helpful in finding that thing. So I don't know. To me, there's a lot of applications for it. When you actually start to think about it. Another cool thing is you'll be able to see this little the power button on the side here. You'll see it kind of going dim and then brightening up. It does that whenever the thing isn't locked. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of annoying. It must drain the battery. and then I was like, you know what, it's so dim it's not going to really affect the battery much. But what it does do is it helps you find this thing at night. I had this on my kitchen counter, and I was going up to bed, I looked over and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's the light. I should probably lock that thing. But to me it's like, wow, that's a really good way to locate this thing. And it's also a battery indicator. So when this is green and flashing, you know it's good. When it starts to turn red, you know that the batteries are getting low. Overall, I think this light is really cool. The one thing that's not cool is the price. And I say not cool. See, price is a hard thing. People get really weird about price. But to me, it's a lot of money. It's, I think, on their website for like $279 at the time that this, or $269 at the time that this video was made. And I'll put links and stuff below. But it's really good. I think if your job requires a bright light, if you're in law enforcement or something like that, you're going to spend close to $200 on other smaller lights that aren't nearly as bright. And if you really want the brightest thing out there, this isn't that bad as an investment for your job. A lot of people spend a lot. I was a mechanic for years. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in tools of my own money. So when I look at something like this, and if it's for work, I say it's expensive, but it's great. It's what I need. It's got a 5-year warranty, like just no questions asked. Olight's really good about that kind of stuff. So yes, it's expensive, but if it's for your job, if it's what you do, then to me it's an investment. So yes, it's a lot of money, but it's worth it. If you use that type of if you have that type of thing. I'm just going to lock it right now, which you saw I just held the button down till that came on and then turned off. So anyway, that's my review. I think it's a good chunk of change, but certain jobs, certain situations, if you have a need for something that's really bright and you say, I've got this 1,000 lumen light and it's good, but I just wish it wasn't so focused. I wish, whatever the case is, not cheap, but made by a solid company, has a really solid warranty, especially for a light, and the thing performs. You can't argue with that. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I knew this ran a little bit longer than I wanted, and I didn't even get all the information out there on this that I wanted to, but I'll put some links in the description box below so you guys can follow up with more tech specs if you're into that sort of thing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to thumbs up and subscribe. God bless you guys as always, and I will catch you next time.